Okay. New Jojo game. Nice. Haven't had that in a while. And oh my god, they put some effort into this. Yes. Oh, hell yeah. Oh no. What is that? Wait. No. No, what is that? Now, it may just be me, but I've come to the point where I am just about done with this format of games. I'm talking about gacha games. Now, don't get this confused with mobile games in general. I do understand the rise of mobile games, especially in my generation, where we just don't have the time to actually sit down and have a giant gaming session on the, PC or console, PS5 or Xbox, There's a new market in the gaming demographic where you can do micro sessions, I guess. Okay, like your dailies. Extremely convenient gaming. Back in the early 2010s, mobile gaming's only unique selling point was the convenience and the gimmick of playing games on your phone. The technological development and entrepreneurial endeavors to actually create a AAA mobile game was beyond anyone's freaking imagination. But we got it. We got super powerful phones and we can run games almost at a PS3 level of graphics and detail. But sadly, for me, that honeymoon phase was about to be over when the market of online gambling was introduced as well. I'm telling you right now, I hate gambling, especially sports gambling. I have my past experience where I'm at a stage where I can confidently say, no one should be gambling. It's got nothing to do with money, okay? Surface level, it does, but the relationship you build with it is crushing, okay? They just want a relationship with you. Once you get into it, it's never really about how much money you earn or lose. It comes to the point where you do it as a hobby and then it becomes your life. Maybe that jackpot you find can pay off your debt or whatever, and you can have an amazing house. But at that point, at that stage, if or when it happens, your brain is so cooked, you can just, you are just going to use those winnings to gamble more and earn a bigger jackpot, So what's the most convenient way to get money in today's era? Put gambling into our mobile games. Hooray! So enter this video. I apologize, but the rest of the video isn't going to be as high quality. Okay, I'm going to say it straight up, like I'm lying down right now with the microphone. I don't give a fuck. I kind of tricked you guys long enough into thinking this was like a video essay or something, but no. Yeah, I got you good. But for the rest of the video, this is just my experiences and relationships with gacha games now and how it kinda made me hate it. I just hate it now. I just can't enjoy any new mobile game. Gacha game. Let's talk about that Jojo game. My god, I love the trailer. Only up to the part where I stopped loving it. It just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth that these IPs are being pushed into the meat grinder of gacha slop. For the sake of, the most optimized return on investment. They know it's shit. And it's camouflaged with good graphics, okay? But at the end of the day, it's just digital merch. Like, give me the remake of freaking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the PS2 game, But the thing is, it will never achieve the same amount of money as gacha slop. Well, why is that, Yaoji? Supply and demand, my friend. If whales, who are big fans of a certain IP, is willing to gamble 5 figures for a game, then it's freaking GG's. They will keep doing it, okay? They will keep doing it. Bleach Soul Resonance. Another gacha game that I thought was going to be a normal one. It looks good. I want to play, but knowing it's a gacha game, there's just a huge gap of enjoyment between a free-to-play and whale. Like, you can still enjoy it if you are free-to-play, but I'm a fan of a lot of these animes or these IPs. It will take me like 4 days of grinding, full on 9 to 5, 4 days of grinding as a free-to-play to enjoy what a pay-to-win player gets, And by that point, I wasted my freaking time and effort, and I just don't enjoy it now because, after doing that, it's great, but am I willing to do it again? And then the game does that whole freaking, power creep and the rates creep, and so the rates are going to get worse and worse. Therefore, the grind is going to be harder and harder as a free-to-play. So I just know that's going to be an inevitable moment. So that's just the end of the life cycle for me. The Jujutsu Kaisen mobile game is the biggest scam. Okay, bro, I love JJK. And this mobile game has some sauce to it. It's freaking amazing. But look at this, man. Look at this. An actual separate currency that you can only pay money for. I forgot the name for it, but that was the first time I saw that. I was like, nah, no way they're that greedy. But they are. Oh my god. I didn't even think that in my wildest freaking Elon Musky, Billy Gatesy mind, you know? I never thought of that shit. You know, I thought Legends or Genshin Impact was the toppest tier of gacha greed, but no. I know it's rich whales and super young fangirls who are freaking obsessed with Gojo that need him. I can't even call it a pity system or pay to win, you know? Because you are paying real money just to get the in-game currency so you can summon on that premium banner. You know? So there's a chance you can still get shafted. They added an extra step for you to get shafted beyond this is a level beyond shafted, okay? They know not to innovate further because this is solid money, okay? If there was any innovation, it was how to innovate you getting screwed over even more. And also their 3D arena fighter slop too, okay? Bandai Namco, you freaking scare me sometimes. Personally, I would just love a JJK RPG or something, you know? This anime is so modern and artistic where they are prioritizing that over pacing, you know? There's pros and cons to that. The cons is that it is hard to follow for a shonen, okay? It's not to the point where I need to look up JJK episode 21 explained, you know? It's not that level, but you know, they love to have creative freedom, therefore they're capitalizing on its vagueness, so it has, you know, good replayability. You know, I would enjoy rewatching it. But with that being said, an RPG, you know, an RPG, you can play at your own pace and expand on the world, which would be a nice genre to consider. But you know what? That takes effort. Would they rather develop a game where it's someone like me that's gonna have a good time and maybe just spend like $60 for it? Or are they gonna create a game where some filthy, disgusting fangirl is gonna spend 5 figures on a Gojo gacha unit? You know? A Gojo freaking SSR, you know? DB Legends. Okay, we're reaching personal territories now. Fuck this game, okay? I swore, okay? I'm sorry, YouTube. Don't demonetize me, but this is the only accurate word I can say. Legends and fuck, okay? That's the only synonymous word I can associate it with. So much potential with this game, okay? So much potential, like One Punch Man. Captured basically the world when it came out. Now it's struggling to reach the same like sales threshold from, you know, the last few months. They can't even reach social media goals. I don't even know why they are pacing themselves so slowly. The last game original unit and only game original unit was in 2023. Like, what are you waiting for, Legends? Like, get good already. So many dormant players just gave up now. Dokkan. This is really nothing against Dokkan itself, it's just my personal experience with the journey to fully enjoy the best of Dokkan and its community might just be more trouble than it's worth. Okay, for me, right now, because I'm ignorant. You know, I'm ignorant right now. This is what I think. I don't have the truth levels of upload speed to constantly make content on this game, you know? Despite the amount of clout and money he gets for it, it's just not me, okay? It's just not my style. That cool journey we did in 2021 and 2022 was great, okay? I'm not sure if Dokkan got more greedy since then in the past 3 years, but you know what? Comment down, let me know. Gekishin Squadra. Okay, this game interests me very, very well. Nothing against it. It's just my personal feelings towards it again. I just never played these, you know, League of Legends type of games before. And I feel like at this point, okay, nothing against, you know, Dragon Ball, you know, that's my shit, you know, that's like homie territory. But why don't I just play League of Legends at that point? You know, why, you know? I could be some freaking ignorant loser for this take because I don't know anything about Gekishin Squadra itself. But looking at it, like, couldn't I just play League of Legends? Because I literally, you know, I don't care, you know? Okay. And Persona 5 The Phantom X. Okay, I heard this one's notorious. I don't know much about this game, but I just seen what it's been through in terms of reviews. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Persona 5 too, mainly because I didn't have time to finish it. But I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Persona 3 and 4. So, Persona 5 made a gacha side game called Persona 5 The Phantom X. And the only knowledge for me is the game trailers, the gameplay, and the mixed Steam reviews. Okay. This is what someone said. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Treated like second-class citizens. And just so you know, you still have people defending these horrendous decisions. Almost every single change has been detrimental to the player's experience. They even managed to butcher the way the soft pity works to the point that most people invested in the topic believe that there's no soft pity or that it is unbelievably insignificant compared to other versions of the game. Holy shit. Holy Legends moment. And we have to play guess because they are leaving us in the dark. Holy Legends moment. Not revealing numbers behind the supposedly existing soft pity. Oh, holy Legends moment. It's perfectly explained in the Chinese Korean versions of the game and in any gacha ever, by the way. This is the case of a Japanese publisher looking to make a quick buck with a very popular franchise and looking to dip out when the time is right as usual. Ooh wee. Yep, yeah guys. If you don't know by now, I'm so burnt out of gachas. I'm so burnt out. There is nothing that can spark my interest on it anymore. One Punch Man World. Not really going to dive deep into this. I swear Bandai Namco is just doing a social experiment on this IP. They are doing the biggest flop speedrun. Okay, 25th episode of the anime series and the second sloppiest game you can ever imagine. Okay, and also no merch or advertising at all in Tokyo, Japan. You know, the Tokyo, Japan. What a freaking mess. Naruto Blazing. This is interesting to talk about because this game is freaking dead, like literally dead. Can I say that, YouTube? Okay, you shadow banning motherfucker. Yeah, we got this game for a few years and then it ended its service. I played this game a tiny bit while it was still alive. It was fun, but you know, that was it. Definitely didn't play more than, 20 plus hours on this game, mainly because I know I'm going to get the best bang for my buck by just playing that game long before, they make me pay money, I saw a Reddit post on people wondering why this gacha game closed itself. A lot of them said that the game got stale. There was only so much, Sasuke and Naruto anniversary units to release before people stopped giving a fuck. So they kind of folded their cards and didn't want to put more money and effort into a game where they saw no growth in. Other people were saying that this was the whole goal of the game. It just wanted to run for that long and then, done. That's it. Which is kind of scummy, not gonna lie, because, there are definitely people who are like, day one and collected all the units. So those people must be like devastated. I doubt a company like Bandai would ever in their minds forecast a game not being milked to death on purpose. They would never. So with that being said, Naruto is one of the few gacha games that died that I know of. One Piece games, Treasure Cruise and Bounty Rush. Okay, I don't remember too much about this, but all I remember is the boobs. Boobs, boobs, and boobs. One Piece is not shy for releasing goon bait units, okay? Especially when they are wearing a bikini or freaking Christmas costume. I played a bit of Treasure Cruise and it was fun also. I don't know about Bounty Rush though. I just knew I needed to stop playing it at a certain point, because I didn't get the premium unit at the time, and my god, it was a giant difference when grinding through the story or that freaking offline event stuff. I forgot the name. It was fun with the premium unit because it felt like having cheat codes on, but it came to the point where I don't enjoy it because it felt like I had cheat codes on, Genshin Impact. Hold up, I got a sponsor by them before, so I can't talk shit. Nah, fuck it, I don't care. I just know the rates for this game is garbage, and people kind of have a toxic relationship with this game, especially the freaking fan base. They have a very notorious fan base, kind of like Legends. So that's all I know, and frankly, that's all I want to know. So yeah, I may be missing some other interesting gacha games, but that is basically the summary of it. I just don't like this format of gaming anymore. As convenient as it is, it just feels like freaking junk half the time. I feel like it's consuming me instead of me consuming the game. That's just the fundamental of it. It's a gacha game. Its source of revenue is their in-game currency you pay real money for. That's like the in-game goal they want you to do. So there may be a sprinkle of amazing content, They know to plan it so articulately where it feels like you made money playing the game. Okay, quote unquote made money. Like, free to play ultras. Getting free ultras. But then finding out, the premium ones might take, $1,000 to achieve, to fully summon a premium unit, you might have to spend like $1,000. So getting free ultras at the start feels like getting, $1,000 for free. That's the relationship they give you. It's pretty toxic because whatever good comes out, it's just a trick to relieve the pain and then get you later on with their greed. It's never a remedy to the problem. The only content you might see from me is like making Legends news content, or at the very worst, like a summoning video where I grinded up some free-to-play CCs by accident. Yeah. But just like the gambling industry, I don't see this declining anytime soon. They got people hooked, okay? The developers and the consumers. Money, money, and money. Ah.